Humans of the cardboard, it is in fact that time. We have new cards for Yusaku's style of Cybers. I'm very excited to see what this means. I've been excited for this. We obviously see this new Firewall looking dragon guy, which by the way, a lot of people theorize like we'll probably see a new version of Firewall here. Very excited. I'm a huge fan of Cybers decks. I love playing like these mid-range kind of like slightly combo oriented Cybers decks and playing like just a resource oriented strategy. Cannot wait to see what we have here. Let's just get into it though. Starting off here, we have Firewall Defensor. It's a level 4 Dark Cybers. Keep in mind, everything here is probably going to be searchable with Signet Mining, so they're all very, very accessible. 1200 attack, 1500 defense, 2 hard ones per turn effects. If this card is sent to the graveyard as link material for a Cybers monster, you can special summon one Firewall monster from your deck. Except for itself, you cannot special summon monsters the turn you activate this effect, except for Cybers monsters. I don't think that's a fucking problem at all. Most Cybers decks I play do not summon don't even look at summoning anything except Cyberses. That's a pretty powerful effect, especially because it doesn't even trigger on the field. You can just link this off, make some normal summon this, link it off for a link 1, special summon another Firewall monster. I'm assuming we'll see some other Firewall monsters as part of the support. That's very cool, like a legit main deck Firewall engine? Okay, second effect, if a Firewall monster you control would be destroyed by card effect, banish this card engrave instead. That's also kind of nice, giving you additional protection. We'll see if there's actual like new end board pieces that are Firewall. I mean, this also helps like regular Firewall on the field if it's part of your end board. This is a nice first card, okay. Here we go. Next up we have Firewall Phantom. Okay, so this guy can be summoned out of the deck off of that. It's a level 5 Dark Cybers effect monster, 2000 attack, 1300 defense. So this guy could just summon out a 2000 attack monster. Okay. Okay. If this card is sent to the graveyard as link material for a Cybers monster, you can add one... to the graveyard. Okay. You can add one Signet Spell or Trap from your deck to your hand, then discard one card. Okay, so you do have to discard a card, which isn't great. It's not a straight up +1, but, some of the Signet Speller Traps are pretty insane. Signet Crosswipe's really good. Signet Conflict, the two main like board pieces, but also this can just search you Signet Mining. If you haven't used it that turn, search it like anything else. Search a Mathematics Circular. We know how much he pluses you, so the minuses there kind of come back to you in a good way. It's pretty good. Second effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard. During the end phase of this turn, shuffle one Cybers monster from your graveyard into the deck. Okay, that's like not terrible. I think for the most part, you would mainly use this to like reset some extra deck monsters, or at least a extra deck monster. You know what I mean? Sometimes Cybers decks are definitely one of those decks where you run through a ton of your extra deck in one turn. So being able to put something for the grind, potentially a turn 3-4, that could be kind of cool. Not a bad card. He is just level 5 though. So if you draw him, you kind of need like a card that can maybe use him as link material from the hand, or a way to pitch him off Signet Mining. Otherwise, you're hoping to like summon him out of the deck off of Defensor. All right. Next up, we have a Ritual monster. Okay, pushing forward with these. This is Cybers Sage, a level 1 Dark Cybers Ritual Tuner. Level 1 Tuner. 0/0 for the stats. You can Ritual summon this card with Signet Ritual, 2 hard ones per turn effects. During your main phase, you can fusion summon a fusion monster from your extra deck by banishing materials mentioned on it from your field and or graveyard, including a Cybers monster. Okay, so fusion from grave, you can just get this out. Level 1. Okay, interesting. And if this card is sent to the graveyard as synchro material, you can target a Cybers monster or ritual spell in your grave, add it back to hand. So just a free recursion there as well. We'll see if there's going to be worthwhile combos with these. For the most part, most of these types of monsters, like ritual monsters, like built into the Link anime character archetypes, they tend to not be worth it because they're kind of bricks. They can do some fun combos, but they're just not worth playing the whole package for. Like, do I really want to play a Signet Ritual plus this card just to do this? I mean, we'll see how good the fusion is right here. But if it's not worth it, then, like, I don't know what we're doing here. So here we go. This is Cybers Disab Worm. Okay. Level 6 Dark Cybers Fusion, 2315 for the stats. He requires one Cybers, Ritual Fusion, Synchro Exceed, or Link monster, plus another Cybers. So just pretty much like any Cybers extra deck or Ritual monster and then any other Cybers. Okay. You can only use the first and second effects of this card once per turn. During your main phase, you can special summon one Cybers monster from your hand. Then this card's level becomes equal to that monster's. Okay. When your opponent activates a spell or trap card or effect, and you control a Link 4 or higher Cybers monster, quick effect, you can banish this card from your field or graveyard. Whoa! Okay, now that is spicy. That's a little more spicy, because if you just get this dude in grave, you don't even have to correctly summon him. Like, use a card that just dumps him to grave. He's just a spell or trap negate if you control a Link 4 or higher Cybers monster. That's pretty spicy. This card could be something. I don't know. That makes me think, like, what about, like, Dogmatica Punishment or something like that, where, like, you play a deck that can make links, so you, like, make an Avermax, right? I believe Avermax is a Link 4 Cybers. And then you punishment your opponent when they're trying to play, and send this guy as the punishment target, so now you pop the card, and now you just have a spell and trap negate. It's kind of interesting. Definitely interesting. Okay, we have a Link 6 Firewall Dragon Singularity. 3,500 attack. Top left, top right, left, right, and bottom. He's got the umbrella arrows there. He takes 3 or more effect monsters, so not that hard to make. Also keep in mind, we talk about, like, I know he's a Link 6, so people are going to go like, oh, that's going to be tough to make. But he's any 3 or more effect monsters. And we already see Adignister do this. Like, their basic combos make a Link 6. So this is not the craziest thing in the world. Especially since it's so generic. So, like, if you just get to, what's his face? Transcode Talker, revive a Link 2, all you need to do is get any other monster on the field, and boom, you can make this card. So, there you go. First, second effects are hard once per turn. Quick effect. Target cards your opponent controls and or in their grave up to the number of different types of monsters, Ritual, Fusion, Synchro, XE, you control and in your graveyard. Return them to the hand, and if you do, this card gains 500 attack for each card returned. That is a permanent attack gain, by the way. So this is the payoff for trying to use all the different types, right? Make the Ritual, go into the Fusion, so that way you can bounce multiple cards with this. Second effect, if a monster this card points to is destroyed by battle or just sent to the graveyard. Okay. Could have just said or sent to the graveyard. Target a Cybers monster in your graveyard, special summon it. Wow. So just a monster this card points to, you could just, like, link it off for a Link 1 and then reborn any Cybers monster from grave. That's already pretty crazy. Yeah, this card is definitely interesting. I mean, again, it's going to come down to whether or not you want to build your deck playing all these bricks, like the Signet Ritual card, like the Ritual monster. The Fusion guy is just in the extra deck, so as long as we can get to him, like, fairly easily, like, that's not the biggest pain in the ass. The question will be elsewhere. So, very, very interesting. Next up, we've got a Link 3. This is Protect Code Talker. We have not seen a good new Code Talker since Heat Soul. He's a Link 3 Dark Cybers Link effect monster. We've also not seen a good Link 3 Dark Code Talker, because Decode stinks. He points up, and he points left, and he points right. So he has no down arrows. Very interesting. He takes any 2 or more effect monsters. You can only use the second effect once per turn. Your opponent cannot target Link 4 or higher Link monsters you control with card effects. Also, they cannot be destroyed by battle. Okay, so I guess the goal would be to set this guy up with the big Firewall guy above. Secondly, if you control a Firewall Link monster, quick effect, you can banish any number of Link monsters from your graveyard whose total Link ratings equal exactly 3. Special summon this card from your graveyard, but banish it when it leaves the field. Oh, interesting. So he can, like, special summon himself from grave. Quick effect like that, as long as you control a Firewall Link monster. Interesting. Isn't as impactful for, like, general Cybers as I thought it might have been. Still okay, though. It's just an okay card, I think, overall. New spell card. This is Signet Rollback. Quick play spell. You can only use the first and second effects once per turn. Target one of your banished Cybers monsters. Special summon it. Interesting. Okay. During your main phase, if you have 2,000 life points or less, you can banish this card from your grave to target 2 of your banished Cybers monsters and add them back to your hand. Okay, this card's interesting. I mean, it looks like we're going to... I mean, with how many Cybers cards exist in the game already, like, we just have a ton of access to cards that can, like, get Cybers monsters banished. So, not a huge deal there. So not a terrible extender. It is a Signet card, so it's searchable that way. It has the bonus of being like a crazy recursion card later on in the duel if your life points get to 2,000 or less. Interesting. Not terrible, but maybe just a one of. And the last card we have here is Signet Circuit. This is a normal trap. You can only activate its 2 effects once per turn. First effect reads, target a Firewall Link monster you control. Special summon any number of monsters from your grave to either field so that they are linked to it. Interesting. Wow, that's actually really interesting. So you could do something like summoning a Ibli to your opponent's field if it like wasn't able to trigger something for some reason. And second effect, if you have 2,000 or less life points, you can banish this card from your graveyard, return a Firewall Link monster from your graveyard to the extra deck, then you can special summon it from your extra deck. Okay, so if your opponent ever outed like a Firewall, you'd be able to like pretty much just cheat it out with this card later on. Pretty cool. Very anime-esque, right? These two cards. Just if your life points are low enough and you're about to lose, pull it back from, the grips of defeat. Kind of thing. So there we go. There's all of our new Cyber stuff. All in all, here's what I would say. I think the most impressive cards here are honestly these 2 new main deck Firewall cards. I think they're really cool. I'd honestly like to see them expand on those a bunch more. I don't know if they will, right? Because this is probably all we're getting for this archetype in this set. But I'd like to see more on it, like more Firewall cards. Like this guy just summons any Firewall monster from deck. I don't even know if there's another like Firewall monster in the game for the main deck right now. Let me search it up real quick. Oh, there's Firewall Guardian. Oh, that's actually quite good. This card plus Firewall Guardian is actually pretty good because you summon Firewall Guardian from deck. He says if he's used for a link summon of a Cybers monster, you special summon him. So like this is a 1-card Link 3 without even having to use any of the Reborn Link monsters. That's pretty good. Or you could go for Phantom and obviously go for the search for a Signet card, which could also be really good. Give you combo lines into Conflict and or Crosswipe, stuff like that. Mining to get access to any other extenders you need. It's pretty good. I think these main deck guys have the most potential. These, again, it's just weird. We're going to have to see... I'm going to have to see if there's anybody who comes up with like crazy combo lines that like make sense and aren't too bricky and unbearable to play in your main deck. Because if you can, this is pretty legit. Because like ideally you get this guy set up so he's a Spell and Trap Negate. You've got the multiple bounces off of this. So Spell and Trap Negate with multiple bounces. And then hopefully something, maybe the protection from the Link 3. I don't know. There's a couple different things you can do there, but I'm definitely curious what people can come up with. I don't think it's bad. I thought there could have been a little more generic access for some of the other just Cybers builds out there. But I'm not heartbroken on this. I think this is definitely something that we need to get in the lab with, see what we can do with it. But it's a cool start to this set. Very excited to see where the rest of this set goes. This one looks really cool. It's been a long time since we had an actual Cyber set. I know this may be the only Cyber stuff in the set, but like still. We'll see. I'm excited. So let me know your guys' thoughts down below. I'd love to hear what you think about the new cards there. Let me know if there's any like specific interactions with already pre-existing Cyber stuff and combos that I don't know about. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.